I grew up in a little small town in Alabama, and where basically it was real Christian-y, and everybody went to church, and I seen a lot about it, but I never took it seriously. I fell with the other crowd, which was drinking and drugging. My drug of choice was prescription drugs. I remember when I first got on drugs, my dad, I seen where he hid them, so I went and snuck them, and instantly, man, God, it was something I wanted to do. It made me feel invincible, I could work on them, I could do anything on them. And I didn't think about it. I done it recreational, but it was something I wanted to do. I went around after that first year and was, hey man, have y'all ever took pills? And it was something I loved, I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So what I did was I just started taking them. Never thought it'd be a problem or nothing like that. Never dreamed that it would become a problem. I said a little prayer here and there, because I was raised and I was around it. Never really knew what it meant. I knew that there was a Jesus and there was a God, and from listening to pastors, when I'd go from time to time, when my grandma or somebody begged me to go, there's Jesus, he will save you you don't have to live like this, but I never just blowed it off. So I began to keep taking prescription drugs, and it was all around in my family and friends, and we loved them. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if you wanted them, you could go to any of the family members. So I just stayed on them and began to abuse them, man, and it got out of control. So then I started going to doctors, doctor shopping is what it called. It was doctor shopping before it was doctor shopping. It was real, we done it before it was a law and all that. You could go anywhere and get them, I learned from an uncle of mine, a family member. You could pay a doctor at some places and they'd give you, But man, I guess from 19 till about 35 years old, I ate them and took them, man, and tried to get off of them, I got off of them, but it'd be times because I had to get off of them, I didn't have them. So I know what withdrawal is. I would withdraw, and then I'd have to go run and get some more, whatever it meant to get them. And I got tired through the life, I said, man, it gets old. It gets, but I had to take them. I got to a point where I was addicted to them. I said, well, there ain't no other way. I said, I'm gonna be on these pills for the rest of my life. Still heard a lot about Jesus, and thought, well, I'd have to go to a clinic or something. It started out real light, and just like anything, one beer, two, then it went from 5 pills to 8 pills to 10 pills, and I didn't even realize that I was, I had no education of those getting worse and worse. And at one time I was taking 20 pills a day. I think that's 25 pills a day of strong, whatever I could get, mixing it, just all kind of mixing. And that was getting expensive, all my money was going to pills, and I didn't think it was a way out. I didn't think I had a hope in this world, and I didn't have a hope in what I was doing. I had no idea, So one day, if I didn't have pills, I'd do whatever I could, I'd drink, snort, smoke, whatever. And this lady had a bottle of some real strong pain medicine, morphine, in the refrigerator. And she said, go in and get you a swallow of that. This is my first experience. I died. I went in the refrigerator. I'll never forget it. It took me a good, way too much, obviously, and then I went on to work, and I was just feeling it. I was just, you couldn't tell me nothing, So, and the other guys had some pills. They said, man, take these pills. So I popped them in my mouth, and instantly, I don't remember after that. Now I can tell you what they told me. I was over at this girl's house. She said that I just fell out, and I was gasping for breath. Well, as the ambulance come there, said that ambulance said, look, he's dying. He is literally dying right now. We have to give him a shot of adrenaline in his heart to even have a chance. If this don't do it, we don't, I don't know what to do. Whatever they done that day, they tried everything they could do. My understanding, I woke up at that experience. My back of my head was hurting. That's because they was pulling me and snatching me off the bed. They was shaking. Whatever they were doing, that was real. But as I was riding in the ambulance, I was literally dead. I guess however long I was, they said I was flopping. I remember flopping in my like this, but I wasn't moving because I had been dead. I was clinically dead. You know what I'm saying? So as I was flopping, I wasn't flopping. I didn't see no light or nothing like that, and didn't think nothing about it. So as I'll never forget, I raised up, and I snatched the look of the ambulance driver. He's like, "You're dead," like a crazy, like a weird look at me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think nothing about that, man. I went on and couldn't get a pill any faster. I couldn't do it on my own. I called somebody, "Hey man, they won't give me nothing." I overdosed. Continued on to overdose. Now the second time I was at a restaurant, I was really powerful then. My story was I could tell people, man, I done died on drugs. I remember boasting about that. I'm still here. You can't give me nothing. I've done died, And, I'm still here. So this girl had a handful of pills, which was methadone. I popped them and I commenced to cooking, and she looked at me. She said, "You didn't just take all of them, did you?" And I was like, "Yeah." She said, "Well, you're gonna probably wish you hadn't." And then now that time I woke up. Now that was dying. I don't think I clinically died then. They don't know how I woke up. It was like I should have been in a coma or horribly, just brain messed up, something like that. That's it. So that one, they had called somebody and said, "Look, Clay had dead." I think I had died a couple times as people seeing me, like just stopped breathing, my heart stopped, for seconds or so. But I think when the ambulance got there, I got better. So, enough but I still wasn't supposed to wake up. The same way I woke up again, set up. You know what I'm saying? I remember it like yesterday, Don't understand. I had enough drugs in my system, I shouldn't have been setting up. I believe that 100% was God had a plan for me. That didn't slow me down either. I kept going. I died twice then. That was my story. Man, I ain't nothing I can take. And nothing. What, you got this? Give it here. I can take 2 5, whatever. But I got to a point, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a believer. I think God had something in I think I was running. I've been running from God my whole life. Because I really do. I really think He had a plan for me, man. Because I know what people told me growing up, and I kind of believed it. And even when I was in the world, man, I'd say a small prayer, Lord, you know what I'm saying, so there's something a little there, but nothing major. But that night I got in the tub, man, and I took all the pills, that I could. I gotta stop living like this, man. What do? I can't do this, So I got in the tub and prayed to God. I was like, "God," I said, "please," I said, "I want to get off of this." I said, "But I can't do this," And then something come in my mind, like it was like a reinsurance. If you're gonna do it today, take it serious. I got from it, hey, if you're gonna do this, it was like me telling you, hey, if you're gonna do this, do it. And you get and it's like somebody talking to me, but not in a voice. It was so strong, and it done it twice. It didn't keep doing it, and I was like, in my mind, I thought, that's the Lord. So I got out, made my mind up. Well, through that night, I started reading the Bible, and I really, in a way, thought it might be a phase. Next day, I got up, so I said, well, I started calling rehabs. I said, no. I said, I don't know. So I called these doctors, and they said, look, man, if you're taking what you say you're taking, you need to get out here now. You need to be on some kind of methadone. You need to be on some kind of medicine. You're going to go through some extreme, you're possibly going to die from blood pressure and all that. And Xanax, I was on that. And if you know what Xanax, most people get hospitalized getting off Xanax. And some kind of rehab, man. I mean, they were like, you need to come, following up, calling me back, had got my number, after I had called a bunch of methadone clinics and stuff. But you know that I prayed and I trusted in God. And the more what I got out of it, I would like somebody to get out of. There's hope, you know. I'm not knocking rehabs or 12 steps and all that. That's cool, do that. But I really believe that God that day took it from me. I took it seriously. I believed him. I gave him just a little bit of faith, a little bit of my time that night. And he showed me, you know. And I believe that without a shadow of a doubt, man. I know, and that day changed my life. That day I felt like if I held up to my end of the bar, which it wasn't a deal, you know, now that I know a lot about the bar, I wasn't making no deal. But I felt like if I did, you know, if I trusted in God, gave him my life, you know, gave him, you know, repented of my sins, that he would do, you know, what he said he would do in his word. And from that day on to this day, he's done everything. He, you know, the girl I was with at the time, when I got saved, it kind of shocked her because I wasn't saved. So we were living together, and if you know anything about me, this is a change right here. We stopped having sex because I said, hey, I said, the word is saying, you know, the Bible says you're not supposed to do it. So we both decided mutual, hey, let's stop. So for 6 months, we didn't, you know what I'm saying, have sex. And it was just like, it was awkward. It's like God was making a fit. Man, you know better than it. She'd lay on me and it didn't feel right. Now, this is the woman I love. I ain't never felt it. It scared me. I said, man, am I losing it for this woman? Because I loved her as a girlfriend, you know, 3 years. So we decided, we not only biblical, but we loved each other to get married. Another feeling I had, I say it's the Holy Spirit. I believe that with all my heart. We got married that day. And we were riding back in the backseat of a car, and after we had gotten married, I looked over, I got this cool, like this relief feeling, like just a joyful feeling. And I said, did you feel that, you know? And she was like, yeah. And then I didn't know anything about the scriptures at the time. Still, I can't quote a lot of good scriptures, you know, I'm still learning. But I know now from listening and learning the scriptures that was something God, you know, he honors marriage, and that's what he wanted me to do. And everything that I was doing, he was lining it up, it felt like, man. I guess if I had something, if I was going to tell anybody something, I'd say that Jesus Christ is real. If you're out there and you want to get off drugs and alcohol, or you feel like don't nobody love you, you know, there is somebody that loves you, man, and woman, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And it's like as of today, he just lines up everything. And it's not the perfect, and it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it is, you know, if you want a better life, Jesus is the only way. And you know, I'm not knocking by far. Rehabs are awesome, you know what I'm saying? 12 steps, but you got to put Jesus in. I really believe that. You know, I don't believe I'd be here today. As a matter of fact, I know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Jesus.